Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the holocron. This is the week 139 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through the characters, ships, mods, datacrons, all the upgrades I'm doing, talk about the strategies in the game, the plans for the future, anything that might help you all make some decisions for your own account building. And please remember, as we get started, it always helps me a lot if you hit the like and subscribe and notification. That gets these holocrons more traction, so please help me out. I would appreciate it. All right. Our relic target for the week was to get Boushh to a Relic 8. So we're going to go ahead and do that and take her up to Relic 8. We worked on Relic 8 materials over the course of the week. Did a pretty good job getting those stored up, stocked up, ready to go. We actually have enough to do another character. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. All right, Aurra, we did manage to get some progress on her, even though she wasn't the focus. We farmed up a bunch of furnaces. We farmed up some purple materials. We got her started. So, of course, she's going to be the relic target for next week. Also, got still characters in the journey that need to go to Gear 12. So, Mob Enforcer, we're going to go ahead and take her up to Gear 12. The Jawa, going to take up to Gear 12 as well. Them, they... He, she, I don't know. Chrysanthemum, of course, we can't do anything with Chrysanthemum until it goes to 7 stars. We're going to wait for double drop Chrysanthemum before we farm him up on this account. So we get a tick on Nightsister Zombie, but then immediately run out of Mark 8 bio. Pretty typical situation for us to be out of Mark 8 bio. Always out of something, right? Here we got Marin to Gear 11, and that's where she's going to stay for a really long time because, well, you know, she's a single shard drop. We're farming out of fleet right now, so it's going to take us a long time to get her to 7 stars so she can get to Gear 12. Looking through the rest of the characters over here, Candrus Ordo, we do want to build him up for the Mandalorian team at some point, so we go ahead and put a gear tier on him while we're in the vicinity. Working on mods for the week, I did go back to normal mod farming for this week. We got 4 mods that are gray here that have good speed on them. First one misses, second one misses, third one misses, and the last one, I don't really think I want an offense arrow with crit avoidance. Not a good stat matchup, so I'm just going to sell that mod off. In terms of the blue, we didn't find a single thing in green or blue that was worth trying to work on. So we sell off some of the single speed mods, clean things up. On the purple and golds, we did get this mod here, 16 speed at gold. We're going to go ahead and take that to 6-dot mod, 22 speed, and then we're going to get it all the way to gold without hitting that 22 speed. We're going to calibrate it one time, swap out of protection, and there we go. We got a hit, so 25 speed. So we made a one really good mod this week. We'll go ahead and lock that down. That's a health mod. I don't ever farm health mods, so that's a mod I picked up somewhere from an event. All right, datacrons. We're going to take some of these datacrons up. I've had another week of farming materials here. The first week, I don't get to farm too many materials because I'm worried about working on progress. I try to finish Sector 4 by the end of week 1 at least. So here I'm re-rolling the level 3 ability. Stuns and dazes might be something I can use on a Imperial Trooper team, so I go ahead and keep that one. Might be a Trooper mod at some point. Bonus mechanic for dark side characters, 15% max health and protection. That's pretty good. We're going to keep that one. All right, then let's go in here. We've got 2,500. We've already spent some of our conquest currency as we were going along. But here at the end, we got to finish it out. So we're going to buy all of the injectors that are relevant. And then we're going to go down here to this Mark 12 gear and buy all of this stuff out. Now, we don't necessarily need all of that. We already had materials there. But what we're doing is buying so that we can focus our purchases out of the shard shop and get one currency. Now I'm looking at this signal data. I'm looking at it. I really want to buy the signal data, but I also kind of want to round myself out to 40 on these impulse detectors. It's what I'm working on for the week. And there I go. I went ahead and bought the 5 impulse detectors and got myself to 41. And that puts me in good shape for the Relic 8 that I needed for the week, and also sets me up for another Relic 8 in the near future. So I thought that would be the way to go. Probably should have bought the signal data. Should have just went back in and bought blue signal data till I was out of the currency. But, you know, at that moment, I was looking at the signal data and looking at the impulse detectors, and I decided to make an impulse buy. Went a long way for that joke. All right, week 139, we're at 6.49 million galactic power, almost at 6.5, guys. 20,000 additional GP, still 79 relics. We didn't make a relic this week. 95 Zetas, 12 Omicrons. Still doing the Jedi Knight Luke and Fennec Shand practice teams somewhere in the top 500. Profundity still getting us top 5 in fleet. GAC's Kyber 4. And Aurra Sing will get relicked next week. Energy plan still the same. I'm still farming Trip 0 and BT1. I feel like I want that Afra team at some point. We're farming Embo and Juhani, trying to finish out the characters that we need for that Darth Revan journey. Fleet Energy, TIE Fighter, and Sith Fighter. Signal data and Karth out of Cantina. Slicing materials 2 days a week, mods 5 days a week, with the strategy of just doing 3 refreshes on everything. Saving up my crystals. Again, we're going to make purchases of the carbonite circuit boards next time the 500 crystal packs show up in the shop. 2023 planning, still the same. Job up into crate teams, and then try to finish out some stuff with Nightsisters. Revan teams, whatever makes sense there. Try to get an assault battle team going with the Inquisitors. And then, yeah, we have to figure out what to do from there. So, Relic 8 on the Leia, the Boushh Leia. As discussed for week 138, I did focus on collecting Relic 8 materials for the week. And it took about 5 days to get to the point where I was comfortable that I had all the stuff that I needed for the Relic 8. And then I went back to kind of making some purchases with the raid currency to start working on Aurra Sing. In terms of bronzium wiring, I'll start recording this just for fun to see if it makes sense to do going forward. So I started this week with 53 bronzium wiring. We were able to finish off Skiff Lando to Relic 5. I didn't catch video of that. I thought I had the video running, but it was on the wrong screen when I was doing that first set of relics. So I did take him from 2 to 5. Which consumed 120 of the bronzium wirings that I got. And I still had 205 at the end of the week. So that means that we crafted a total of 272 bronzium wirings over the course of this week. So that seems pretty good. Next week we'll make Aurra Sing Relic, and we should be caught up on signal data and bronzium wiring, and should be able to take her to the appropriate relic level. I think we'll be able to do like 2 or 3 more relic characters in cycle with the proper amount of materials. But then I do expect that we're going to keep hitting these bottlenecks where we run out of the either signal data or bronzium wiring, one or the other. And especially when I have to focus on farming Chrysanthemum, once that happens, I will be low on signal data for a few weeks. So I do also need to get another assault battle to challenge tier 1. Honestly, I really want to get every assault battle at challenge tier 1. That means the Nightsisters have to be finished, and it means I do have to pay attention to the Inquisitors and find a way to get the Inquisitors finished out. So for right now, what I'm going to do with the Nightsisters is take some characters to Relic Zero. So along the way, even during the Jabba journey now, if I get to the point where I'm hung up on bronzium wiring or signal data, what I'm going to do is take Daka to Relic Zero. And if I can't beat the assault battle with Daka at Relic Zero, then eventually, some point in the future, I will also take Zombie to Relic Zero. And I'm not sure that Zombie's actually the best pick to take to Relics, but Daka and Zombie can act as a tank team for other teams in the future, or now in GAC. So relicking Daka and Zombie would give me a another tank pair, a pre-taunt tank that I can use in Grand Arenas. So Zombie acts as a pre-taunt tank, and then of course Daka makes sure that the zombie can be unkillable, at least for a while. So that's interesting. So I'm going to try that and see where that leads. Now, remember, I talked in my gear video, I've talked in other videos. So if the situation is that I'm out of bronzium wiring, signal data, or both, making a Relic 8 does help me catch up on bronzium wiring, but it still uses up signal data. So just as happened this week with the Leia, I took her to Relic 8, but that takes a lot of signal data, especially takes a lot of blue signal data. So then over the course of the next week, I still have to generate enough signal data for the next relic. So if the situation is that I'm out of signal data, and whether or not I'm out of bronzium wiring, taking one of these like 6-day cycles, 6.5-day cycles, whatever it takes, to make a character gear 13, and then just leaving it there without any further relics, making it a Relic Zero, or maybe a Relic 1 if I have, I think it takes carbonite circuit boards to do the Relic Zero. It's either that or signal data. I can't remember which, but basically we can either leave the character at Relic 0 or take it to Relic 1. But that allows you to catch up on signal data as well as bronzium wiring. So right now we're doing those R8 cycle because obviously we want to build that whole Jabba team to Relic 8 for the crate raid. So Relic 8s make sense in preparing for what I was planning to do anyway. But in the future, if I run low on both signal data and bronzium wiring, the next time I may do another Relic 8, or I may do a Relic 0 on a Nightsister. Now the question, I have no question that is a thing that we can do in the game to manage these relic cycles, to get to sort of leverage the new raid gear in a way that allows us to build more relic characters. So it takes more characters to gear 13 in this case. But the question is, how effective is a Relic Zero character in terms of gameplay? So if I can do Assault Battle Tier 1 with 2 Relic Zero Nightsisters, then the theory kind of proves itself out, not only that it helps us manage our relic cycles, but that it also, these Relic Zero characters can do something useful in the game. That's what's important, right? So we got to find a way for these Relic Zero characters to be fully effective already at Relic Zero without having to take them higher, and then we'll be on to something, okay? And I plan to do the same thing with the Inquisitors at the point where I start finishing out the Inquisitors. I've heard that taking Second Sister to a higher relic level can help beat that assault battle at Challenge Tier 1 with relatively low gear on your other Inquisitors. But I think what I would want to do is take that character to Relic 0 as one of these off cycles, and then potentially take the Nightsister, the tank, also to Relic 0, and or maybe one of the other, I think I said Nightsisters, but one of the other Inquisitors. So the idea would be, can I do Assault Battle Challenge Tier 1 with 2 Relic 0 Inquisitors? And if the answer to that is yes, then again, we've found a way that we can manage these relic cycles and also get ourselves more income and something effective in the game. And of course, you could take those Inquisitors and put them somewhere on defense in Grand Arena, make some kind of use out of them. It may not be a great team, but again, the question isn't whether Relic Zero is effective in terms of relic cycles. It's, will it actually perform in the game and do something useful? That's what we got to prove out. That's the plan. I'm sticking to it. We're going to see what happens. All right. Thank you all for watching. That's going to wrap up the week 139 update for the Darth Loquitur account. Remember, use that like button on the way out if you didn't use it on the way in. Subscribe, hit the notification bell to see more stuff like this in the future. And as always, join us on the Discord. The link to the Discord is always in the description of the holocron down below. Click on that. We've got a fantastic Discord community. A lot of cool people hanging out over there. Newer players asking questions, experienced players that are willing to help everybody. And it's 96% less toxic than the usual Discord. So come on over there if you want to hang out, have some fun, and meet some other cool Swiggle players. Hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next holocron.